KILR. KILR Games.
Hello gamers, simmers, and pilots. I am the Killer Gamer and welcome to my tour around the world. And this is going to be a very long tour. This is not just like 1 or 2 episodes or one video that's like 8 hours long. I'm not making these, huge jumps from big airport to big airport. We're taking our time and we're going through, we're not exploring every single airport. I'd never get this show done. But we are exploring to airports that I'm interested in learning about, or certain areas. And my simulation is paused. That didn't mean to pause that. There we go. It's unpaused now. But yeah. Now, are we going to do long jumps? Absolutely. What I do intend to do, because I want to be able to use a variety of aircraft, there are going to be some airliner aircraft that I will use. And what they'll be used for is to just basically make a long jump to a location and then come back and then continue the tour. So we will be doing that. As kind of like a side trek, but we're not going to let it go off our main path, which is touring around the world and exploring and having an adventure. And if you really want to get into the exploration, then you're going to want to check out my X-Plane series, because at the end of every flight, I do a documentary of the actual place that we landed. Where we can learn a little bit about the airport, about the town or the city, some fun things to do, and of course, food. Gotta try the local cuisine there. Now, I make it sound like I'm actually flying there. I'm not. This is all virtual, because there's no way I'd be able to do this in real life. It's too expensive. If I was a billionaire or something, I'd probably be able to do it. Man, that'd be great. Man, if I could do that, like actually fly to these places and check these places out, oh man, that'd be great. I would totally do that. Maybe once I'm done with this virtual tour, maybe I can do it for real life. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm not getting any younger, and I'm not getting any richer. All right. Well, with that said, let's check my phone, because I just got a message. What does it say? Okay. My mom had there's a computer she gave back to me that I built for her that's got Windows 8 on it, but I happen to have put a floppy drive on there, and I've been wanting to get into the computer so I can get stuff off of floppy disk, because where do I have it here? Okay, so for example, this is on is it floppy disk or is it CD-ROM? I can't remember. I think this is floppy disk. No, that's right. I got it installed, so it's not floppy disk. That one is actually CD-ROM. This, on the other hand, I don't know if you can see it or not. It's hold it the right way. San Francisco. All right. This is for Flight Simulator 5.1. Also in here is Washington, D.C. I guess I threw the box out. I don't know. But those are on floppy. And Europe 1 is also on floppy. There are two versions of Europe 1. I think they cover the same. I don't know if they cover, actually. I mean, really. Okay, here's the Europe 1. You'll see this on eBay a lot, right? Okay. It comes on two, count them, 2 floppy disks. That's it. Now, this Europe 1 is on CD-ROM. Now, considering it's on CD-ROM, I'm thinking it has more detail than the other one. I don't know, to be honest. I've never used the Europe 1. Well, the floppy one I have, but not the disk version. I just recently got the disk version. Europe 2 I've got, and that one I've checked out. Not in quite the detail that I would think, but that's going to all change with this series. Europe 3 I need. I need Europe 3. So anyone out there that wants to sell or trade, let me know. We'll work something out. Heck, if you just want to donate it for a good cause, because I will make use of it on this show. Anyways, it may take a little while before I get there. But I will use it. I will use it, I promise you. All right. Well, now that we now that I talked you to death, let's go ahead and talk about where we're flying. See, for those of you just joining me on this flight, I don't just do this flight from one airport to the other, you know, and all these cinematics and stuff like that. You know, there's plenty of videos like that on YouTube. We're flying for the fun of it. Basically me, this is something that I want to do, and I want to share it with everyone who's watching. So at the moment, I don't have a whole lot of viewers. That's not the point. The point is I'm just doing this for myself and for anyone who's interested. I'm thinking at one point, somewhere out there, someone is going to say, hey, Killer Gamer, man, thanks a lot for doing this series, because I've been wanting to check out Flight Simulator 98 and seeing, you know, what it would be like to fly. You know, it's one thing when you see screenshots or maybe like Flight Simulator, a history, you know, and you see clips. But to see actually someone play it and actually fly from location to location is quite different. And that's what we're doing with this. And we're doing it with all the flight simulators. Pretty much Microsoft. I don't mean stuff like Aerofly, where it doesn't hardly have any coverage. Or some of the other ones that are out there. These are mainly the Microsoft ones, the Commodore 64, the Amiga, and X-Plane. Prepared, I will probably do. I'm just not quite there yet as far as getting to that one. And I don't have it yet, so... I'm still talking. And it's funny, I'm sitting there talking, looking at the camera, and you can't even see me, because I got this... I got this map in the way. I'm like pointing at the camera and everything, and that's absolutely doing no good. Here we are, Bloomington-Normal. Here's where we're going, University of Illinois-Willard. Why? Because this is a iconic place for me. Because on this Commodore 64 map, me, and I think several others, since this is a default, one of the 4 default areas on the Commodore 64, I think a lot of us, me definitely, started off at Merrill C. Meigs, maybe stopped at Chicago O'Hare or Chicago Midway somewhere, or maybe I did it on the way back. But I would fly, the goal would be to fly to University of Illinois, and I would make a stop halfway at Kankakee. So, and I think I stopped at each of these airports at one point. Maybe not all of them, but I think a good portion of them. You're seeing some of the other areas. There's Los Angeles. Oh, jeez. There, see? Oh, you can't see Los Angeles. Right there, see? Los Angeles. So that's one of them. And then Chicago and New York. Those are the 4 major areas. And I believe it's the same ones for Flight Simulator 3 and 4 I don't know about 2. I haven't done any videos on those yet. I'm still looking at the camera and you can't see me. Here we go. I'm like trying to give you eye contact and there's this big map in the way. So I haven't gotten to Flight Simulator 3 or 4 yet. 1, I need to be able to get it to work. I know I've tried it on DOSBox and I think I got it to work, but it's like trying to figure out how to, I don't know. And also I wasn't sure if there was a point to doing it because I'm doing the Commodore 64, which by SubLogic, which is pretty much Flight Simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator 3, 2 and 3, I think. I think they look a lot like it. And then Flight Simulator 4 looks like the Amiga version of Flight Simulator 2. So I've never actually played those versions, and I've been battering around in my head if I should, just to say that I did. And some of you may have memories attached to those rather than the Commodore 64 or the Amiga. But anyway, yes, I tend to ramble, but that's what makes these flights interesting, because I just don't sit there. Although I've fallen asleep on a couple of videos. One of my videos, I was like so tired, I started falling asleep, and then I rambled something off that was totally unrelated, and I stopped myself, and I'm like, what did I just say? I forget which video it was. I think it was on Flight Simulator 5. So that's what I'm saying. If you enjoy the talking and the conversation and just the fun of the flights, check out the other videos too. I'm not sitting there talking about the same thing. I'm just kind of sitting here. We're doing the simulator and we're having a good time. So, you know, if you want to have a good time with me, check out the other videos. I know there's a lot. Well, this is going to be a long series. All right. Well, where are we? Let's go ahead and let's set our nav radio first. Champagne is 110.0. That's a VORTAC. I don't know what a difference between a VORTAC and a VOR is. I think it's in my Commodore 64 map. I know I could Google it, but what the? What's this? How come this doesn't change? This is it, right? Oh, okay. I know I could Google it, but so this is like the type of things that we'll talk about. Like, what's the difference between a VOR and a VORTAC? All right, that's tuned in. I'm only doing it for the distance. Oh my goodness, I've got like hiccups and stuff. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and tune in clearance because we are using ProFlight 2000. And, well, that should do it. We're tuned in. Let's contact them.
Clearance, Mooney, 1-3, Foxtrot. On the ramp, IFR with information, X-ray.
Roger, Mooney, 1-3, Foxtrot. Cleared as filed. Fly runway heading. Maintain 4000. Squawk 4676. Departure. Frequency 118.55.
Did you say 4676?
Clearance, United, 7-4.
United 7-4. Clearance.
Roger, fly runway heading, maintain 4000. Squawk 4676.
Yep, he did say that.
Mooney 1-3, Foxtrot. Read back correct. Contact ground on 121.65.
Okay. All right. Try it again.
Ground, Mooney, 1-3, Foxtrot. On the ramp, IFR with information, X-ray. Ready to taxi.
Mooney, 1-3, Foxtrot, taxi to runway 2.
Okay.
Roger, taxi 2, Mooney, 1-3,
2-2.
Foxtrot.
Okay. We need to turn off our avionics first and then tune in the, or start. Okay, we need to give it power first. All right, yay! It's funny, whenever the mix is always pulled out, I think the adventure does it. I think it automatically pulls it out, because I sure don't when I land. I think you're supposed to cut off your engine like that.
Ground control, United 6-8 with information X-ray.
Hey, I'm learning about flying as I'm doing this. I'm not a pro.
Where are you parked?
Where you parked?
United 6-8, sorry, at the terminal with information X-ray. United 6-8, taxi to runway and hold. Roger, United 6-8.
Alright, let's take a look here. What can we... Electric... Oh, elevator trim. Ooh. A little button. It moves. Cow flaps. I don't even know when we would use that. I guess we'll figure that out when we get to it. Alright, turn it. I like how my radios aren't on, but I'm still getting communication. Turn on our lights. Okay! Runway 2. Runway 2. Direction we're going. Okay. I know where to go.
Ground control, TWA 882, request altimeter setting. TWA 882, altimeter is 29991.
They've got me going off in a different direction than
991, TWA 882.
the runway that I want to take. It's like the opposite direction. Now there's the runway, which is not the runway we want to take. What the heck? What direction is this looking at? Alright, we're going to have to turn around here. There's an X on that. Is that runway closed? We'll just go here in the dirt. It's all good.
Ground control, American 562, at the terminal with information, X-ray.
American 562, taxi to runway and hold.
Roger, American 562.
I'm probably not supposed to hit the brakes that hard.
Ground control, SF3907, Whiskey, just clear the runway, request taxi to terminal.
Aztec 3907, whiskey, taxi to terminal.
Roger, SF3907, Whiskey.
Is this runway 2? No. Where's the rest of the taxiway? Alright, I guess we'll use the runway.
Ground control, Northwest 667, at the terminal with information, X-ray.
Northwest 667, taxi to runway and hold.
Roger, Northwest 667.
I'm not pushing it in all the way. I wish it would stop that. There's like no air traffic in this. I thought maybe they made a air traffic program for Flight Simulator 2000, but I have not been able to find one. The only thing that I've got is FS traffic, where you record and create your own traffic. That's something that I'm doing for Flight Simulator 98. I guess one thing is that I can use those same flights on Flight Simulator 2000. So The thing is I wanted to do something different. I didn't want to do the same exact thing between two simulators. And plus, that gives me more option to try different products and review them, and also give you guys an idea of how these products are too. You know, maybe you're like, oh, hey, you know, that FS traffic's pretty cool. You know, and others might say, man, that just takes too much work. Which it does take work. That's the only way I can get air traffic in Flight Simulator 98. And you know what? It works pretty decently, actually. Although it will generate air traffic automatically for ILS
Ground
runways.
control, northwest 867. Request altimeter setting.
So you can install and forget
Northwest
if you want.
867, altimeter is 2.
But then you can do a little bit more. You can put some more personal touch in there if you want to record flights.
867.
Ground, northwest, 101 is clear of the runway. Request taxi to terminal.
Northwest 101, taxi to terminal.
Roger, northwest, 101.
My goodness, I'm just
Ground control, northwest.
swinging back and forth
454
here.
At the terminal with information. Alpha.
Northwest 454, taxi to runway and hold.
Shouldn't it all be
Roger,
X-ray?
Northwest 454.
Shouldn't we all have the same phonetic? Like, depending upon the airport that you're at? Because, you know, when you tune into ATIS, it says, advise the controller that you have Foxtrot, Alpha, Bravo, whatever. Come on, ATC controllers. Get your act together.
Ground, United 337 is
Huh.
clear of the runway. Request
Where-
taxi to terminal.
United 337, taxi to terminal.
Okay, I see. I kept wondering if this
Roger,
taxiway was going to
United
end
337.
to like dirt or something and not take me all the way around, but it does look like it's going to go through here. Okay, I believe that's the runway up there. So we'll need to check in with Tower. Just a second here to figure out what frequency that was. Okay. Am I on? The tower's 124.60. Alright, we'll tune in even though we're ready to take off.
Tower, Mooney, 13 Foxtrot. On the ramp, IFR with information. Alpha, ready to taxi.
Mooney 13 Foxtrot.
Changed
taxi
it.
to runway 2.
It was X-ray. He said Alpha.
Cherokee 598 Lima, cleared to land.
Roger, cleared to land. Cherokee
Roger.
598, Lima.
9-5-8-5. Gets real funny when when he starts saying the numbers like 1, 1, 1, 3, 4, 5. Because these are all pieced together.
Tower Delta
WAV files.
166, ready for takeoff. Request out departure.
Delta 166, cleared for takeoff. South, departure approved.
Tower, Mooney, 13 Foxtrot. Runway 2, ready for takeoff.
Mooney 13 Foxtrot, runway 2. Taxi into position and hold.
Roger, Mooney, 13 Foxtrot.
I don't know why. It's not like there's any air traffic. Come on, controllers, we have a show to do. I think they're making me wait on purpose. How dare they?
Mooney 13 Foxtrot, runway 2, cleared for takeoff, fly runway heading.
Roger, cleared for takeoff. Mooney 13 Foxtrot.
Tower, Lufthansa 634, request frequency change. Lufthansa 634, frequency change approved. Roger, Lufthansa 634.
Come on.
Tower, U.S. Air 419er at 4000, squawking 5470, with information Alpha.
U.S. Air 419er, report 3 miles west of the airport.
Roger, report 3 west of the airport, U.S. Air 419er.
All right, we are ready. My auto coordination is on. I need to turn that off. Okay, autopilot. Altimeter.
Mooney 13 Foxtrot, contact departure on 118.55.
118.55.
Beach 201, Romeo, cleared to land. Roger, cleared to land. Beach.
One 118.55.
Departure, Mooney 13 Foxtrot, out of 1,500 for 4,000 IFR.
Roger, Mooney 13 Foxtrot, radar contact. Mooney 13 Foxtrot, turn right heading 200, climb and maintain 3,000.
Roger, Mooney 13 Foxtrot.
I accidentally hit my right mouse button. I have a tendency to do that.
Mooney 13 Foxtrot, turn left heading 155, climb and maintain 3,000.
I think they're telling me 3,000 now, when before it was 4,000. My flight plan was 3,000.
2,000, 4, 3,000, Mooney 13 Foxtrot.
Ugh, 35 miles, huh? I thought it was longer than that. At the speed we're going. Like 170 knots. I don't think we're allowed to go that far this low in altitude. But that's okay, we're special. We're a special type of aircraft. When people see our aircraft, they're like, oh, look! It's the Killer Gamer! There's others like, oh, shoot it down! Meanies. Haters. Are we just going through 2000? Alright, here. Let's expedite our climb here a little bit. I mean, we do have some speed going on here. What's this? Rudder. Rudder something. Rudder trim. Elevator trim. Well, that's cow. Flap. Ugh. I'm looking over my controls in case you're wondering. Okay, so we're on right fuel. I guess there's no way to change that to both.
Mooney 13 Foxtrot. Turn left heading 130.
What? Wait. Okay. I see it. I was looking at the wrong thing. I was looking at one of the nav radios. I'm like, that takes me backwards. But no. I gotta remember this right here. Oh, here it goes.
Roger. Left 2130. Mooney 13 Foxtrot.
Man, I'm getting too old. Get to the point where I have to take naps during the day. It's annoying. And sometimes more than one. Oh, we're almost at 4,000. Okay. Man, 27 miles? That won't take us long to get there. So, what do we have for, as far as expansions for Flight Simulator 2000? Well, let me show you. I'm using this for Flight Simulator 98, but these do say that they're optimized for Flight Simulator 2000. I'm not sure. I guess for 2000, I guess what they're saying is that it works just fine. But sometimes I wonder if it means like it works better in 2000 than it would 98. But we've got Airport 2000. This package, and as you can see, it's brand new. It has Brussels Airport in Belgium. In Germany, it's got Frankfurt. In France, it's got Paris. Japan, Tokyo. And then in the U.S., it's got New York, JFK, Atlanta, Hartsfield, and Los Angeles International. So, yes, in our world tour, we will be visiting those airports, and we will be showcasing the scenery that is in this. It also has aircraft. It's got like the Sabina, B737, Delta Airlines, Lufthansa.
Mooney 13 Foxtrot. Turn left heading 105. Descend and maintain 3000.
105. Yeah, right about there. America Airways, Wilco, MD-83, Air France, Eurowings, and Virgin Express. So that's just one of them. And then I also got this, Airport 2000, which has London Heathrow, Barcelona, Nice Côte d'Azur, I'm probably not even saying that right, Amsterdam, Boston Logan, Amsterdam Schiphol, Miami International, Chicago O'Hare. Now we were already at Chicago O'Hare, so we will be making a round back to Chicago O'Hare, and then we'll be heading east for a bit. before we start going west again. And this works for Flight Simulator 98 and Flight Simulator 2000. These got flight adventures too. And I think in some cases...
Turn right heading 125. Vectors for the visual. Runway 36. Approach.
Runway 36.
Mooney 13 Foxtrot. Contact approach on 118.25.
Okay.
Roger, 118.25, Mooney 13 Foxtrot. Good day. Approach Mooney 13 Foxtrot. Out of 4,000, 3,000, IFR.
Roger. Mooney 13 Foxtrot. Mooney 13 Foxtrot. Turn right, heading 125. Descend and maintain 3,000. Vectors for the visual. Runway 36. Approach.
I'm at 4,000. I thought I was at 3,000. Okay.
Roger, right to 125. Out of 4,000, 3,000, Mooney 13 Foxtrot.
So when I do these flights, I do them in order. So I'll be playing like the Commodore 64, then the Amiga, then 5.1, Windows 95 when I actually get that one started. You're going way too fast! Alright, let's slow it down. So as we're going through these, it's interesting to see how the scenery changes with each version. And not just in general, but in specific areas. Like, all this stuff here, it's like you can see, you know, these roads and stuff. And there's more, you know, city lights here than there are here. And each simulator is going to look different.
Turn left, heading 260.
Roger, turn 260. Amtrak 813.
And I think that's just neat. I think it's just neat to kind of check that out. I wonder if there's anything else I can use with Flight Simulator 2000. What about this? I've got Scenery Madrid, which comes with Flight Simulator 5. I think I have it. My CD's not in here. Oh, wait, that's right. This is a dual case. Yeah, there it is. So this is by Wizard Works. They didn't have the original box, but that's okay. Well, it's for Flight Simulator 5 and 95, so no. You could probably find a way to make it work on 2000, but we're not going to do that. I'm trying not to use the same scenery on every single flight simulator. Trying to do something different.
Mooney 13 Foxtrot. Turn right, heading 215.
215. Okay, he's got us going off to the side here.
Approach northwest 697 at 6,000, squawking 1467.
Northwest 697. Descend and maintain 4,000. Turn left, heading 130.
Roger.
You can see the airport right here, though, so I can see how they're vectoring me. Should probably put down our flaps, you think? See if we can get this bird slowed down a little bit more. I'm checking the internet for
Approach
something.
Qantas 463 at 7000, squawking 5406.
Qantas 463, turn right, heading 340.
Roger, turn 340, Qantas 463. Approach northwest 929, level at 10,000.
Northwest 929, roger.
Well, now we're just being vectored around. Should we do some fun facts? Man, I need to do some cleaning up. That's what I need to do. Receipts and everything. I need to go through this stuff. Is there anything in this? Ooh. Oh. Money. Money. Ah, wow. Money I forgot about, apparently. We'll just put that in this envelope right here. And put this over here. It's always good to have an emergency fund of some sort. Alright, well, while we're being vectored around here, which is probably going to take some time, let's go through this fascinating facts from around the world. Why do cowboys wear high heels? That's just one question.
Approach northwest 72, level at 9,000.
Alright, how did feeding one's family come to be known as bringing home the bacon? Alright, many people think it began in medieval markets where people would buy a pig, bring it home, and slaughter it for food. Hey, nothing says family fun like slaughtering a pig. That makes sense, of course, though the origin of the phrase is rather different. According to 12th century records, there was a county in Ireland
Approach TWA 26,
in which
level at 9,000.
an unusual number of couples were having marital squabbles. Thus, the local elders came up with a proposition. Whichever couple did not quarrel for 1 year would be awarded a side of bacon. Bacon makes everything better. The custom continued for many years to come, and those who saw a neighbor bringing home the bacon knew that all was going well at home. I wonder, so if you're having marital problems or you're having a problem with your significant other, bring home some bacon. Let me know if that works. Instead of flowers or something, bring home some bacon. Much later, the expression came to mean that one was successful in business as well as in domestic affairs, and a man or woman who was able to bring home the bacon was viewed as content in every way.
Approach Cathay 514 at 8,000, squawking 4206.
And now you know what that means.
Cathay Pacific 514, descend and maintain 4,000, turn left, heading 100.
Roger, down to 4,000, turn 100, Cathay 514.
Approach Cessna 9er Romeo at 7,500, squawking 3600.
Cessna 9er Romeo, descend and maintain 3,500.
Just in case you'd like to see the plane from the outside.
Roger, down to 3,500, Cessna 9er Romeo.
I'll get myself out of the way.
Approach Comair 376 at 8,000, squawking 3175.
Mooney 13 Foxtrot,
There
turn
he is.
left, heading 180.
180.
Roger, left 2, 180, Mooney 13, Foxtrot.
All right, they're vectoring us around. Slowly, but surely. Maybe we should read another one here. If you can recommend any fun books like this one that we can read over the flights, hey, let me know. Did French fries come from France? No. Everyone knows that.
Approach.
Belgium.
424 Oscar, level
No one knows for sure
9,000.
when they were first made. What is known is that around the turn of the century, a fellow by the name of Rodolphe de Worsage or Sage was heading home to Liège in Belgium when he stopped in a bakery and bought a sack of the thinly sliced fried potatoes. He ate them on the way home and was so enthralled with their taste that he had them made when he got back. The popularity of the fried potatoes spread to the north of France, and from there to other European nations, where, rather unfairly, they were dubbed French fried potatoes. Then again, Rodolphe fries doesn't have quite as appetizing a sound, but I'm sure somewhere someone has done that. Uh-oh. My airspeed is getting low. In England, of course, where the thicker fries are literally chipped from the potato, they are known as chips. I didn't know that. I didn't know that's why they called them chips. I just thought that was an English thing.
Approach northwest 128 at 6,000, squawking 2071.
They're chipped.
Northwest 128, descend and maintain.
Never thought about
5,000,
chipping
turn
potatoes,
right, heading 330.
like slicing them, cutting
Roger,
them.
down to
I don't
5,000,
think
turn
about chip.
330, northwest 128.
It's just a different way, I think, of how the English phrase things than Americans. I should say Americans phrase things differently than England. I mean, English came from England. It didn't come from the United States, that's for sure. If anything, the United States figured out a way to butcher the English language. I'm still waiting. Come on, get us vectored over. What is that, another airport in front of us? We don't want to go there. We want to go back to Champagne. I think these runways need better lighting.
Approach American 366 at 6,000, squawking 1032.
American 366, turn right, heading 230.
Roger, turn 230, American 366.
I like how I can see it at first and then I can see nothing because the plane's in the way.
Challenger 269er, kilo, radar service terminated, squawk 1200, change to advisory frequency approved.
Roger, Challenger 269er, kilo, good day.
On some of these other ones, I like made the turns early and stuff. Let's see how long it takes before ATC says, oh, okay, let's turn you this way. I mean, we're 11 miles from the airport. I've always thought that 10 miles from an airport is enough to get your descent and stuff. Although on some of these recent flights, I haven't done the greatest on my descent. It figures out what your descent should be based on the type of aircraft you're flying, which of course you have to tell it what aircraft you're flying. If you're flying an airliner and you say, oh, I'm flying a Cessna, well, it's not going to give you accurate procedures to follow. directions. Forgot that my face cam wasn't on. I don't think there are very many flight simulator videos being done with face cam either. I had debated on whether I wanted to do face cam or not, just in general, but my daughter, she's going to be with, you know, the whole social media, you know, she's with the times, you know, told me that face cam is a very popular thing because people like, and I've read articles on this too, but people like to be able to see who's actually playing and who's their reactions and stuff like that, because it gives it more of a personal connection. Yeah, and I thought about that. I'm like, well, yeah, that makes sense. Come on, we're 13 miles from the airport. That should be enough. What are they going to do? Take us like 20 miles out? If I knew they were going to do that, I would have changed my flight plan.
05, level at 6,000.
Delta 605, roger.
What are we on? Approach?
Mooney 13 Foxtrot. Turn left, heading 090.
About time.
Approach northwest 514 at 8,000, squawking 4267.
North.
Roger. Left 2090. Mooney 13 Foxtrot.
Approach TWA 962 at 6,000, squawking 3434.
TWA 962, turn right,
TWA.
heading 020.
Roger, turn 020, TWA 962.
Man, we might as well read another thing from the book here. Why do so many cartoon characters have only 4 fingers? It's a matter of time and economy. Before computers took over many of the artistic chores, each frame of an animated cartoon had to be drawn by hand. In the middle 1920s, Walt Disney, when they used to be good, as well as other producers, realized that if the animators had one less finger to draw in each hand...
13 Foxtrot, turn left, heading 060.
They're interrupting me. But hey, if it gets us to the airport...
Roger. Left 2060. Mooney 13 Foxtrot.
If the animators had one less finger to draw in each hand, not only would viewers probably not notice... I think they noticed, but the artist would be able to spend a few minutes less drawing each individual
Approach
cell.
Cherokee 841 November at 6,000, squawking 702.
Cell, I think, was short for cellophane. That's what they used to do the
Cherokee 841
the frames on.
Descend and maintain 2,500.
That would shave days off the production of each short subject and weeks on the production of each feature. Does it really? It's not like an extra finger would take like but a second. Disney and the others were right. Audiences who were willing to accept humanized mice, ducks, and cats barely noticed that these characters had 4 or sometimes 3 fingers instead of 5.
United 466, turn left, heading 120.
This sounds racist right here. If there's black male, why isn't there white male? Next time on Flight Simulator 2000. Something to look forward to. You want to know about that? You gotta watch my show next time. by the time they get us lined up, we're going to be 10 miles out. So I see what it is that they're doing. It's hard to trust ATC sometimes, because I gotta wonder what they're thinking.
4000, squawking 5476.
ATA 83, turn right, heading Mooney 13 Foxtrot, turn left, heading 030. The airport is to the north, 11 miles. Report airport in sight.
Approach Mooney 479er Romeo at 8,500, squawking 5175.
Mooney 479er Romeo, descend and maintain 4,500, turn right, heading 040.
Roger, down to 4,500, turn 040, Mooney 479er Romeo.
Approach Mooney 13 Foxtrot. Has the airport.
Mooney 13 Foxtrot, cleared to final 4. Runway 36, contact tower on 120.4. One established.
120.4. Okay, I gotta use a different...
TWA 29er 2, contact departure on 118.3.
Roger, 118.3 TWA 29er 2.
Tower Mooney 13 Foxtrot 9er miles to the south at 3000 IFR landing.
Mooney 13 Foxtrot, wind 360 at 0. Altimeter is 29er 1, clear to land, runway 36.
Tower Qantas 9er 6, wind check.
Qantas 9er 6, wind eddy 360 at 0.
Roger, Qantas 9er 6.
I see the runway. Looks like we're at a good height. I see a white and a red. Maybe we'll have a good descent
Tower
here.
Comair 176, request frequency change.
Comair 176, remain on this frequency, I'll have traffic for you.
Now I see nothing but
Roger,
whites.
Comair 176.
There we go. White and red again. I'm looking at this in case you're wondering right there. I forgot what that was called. I don't think that's VASI. I think it's called something else. We're going to use our elevator trim here to kind of... There we go. Kind of adjust our speed. And hopefully our
Tower
angle
Delta
of descent.
171, request frequency change.
Delta 171, frequency change approved.
Roger, Delta 171. Tower, Fed Express 839er, ready for takeoff. Request west departure.
FedEx 839er, cleared for takeoff, west departure approved.
Roger, cleared for takeoff. Fed Express 839er.
We are coming in. We'll bring our... Throttle down just a bit more. Let's bring our elevator trim back up a little bit. It doesn't seem like we're going in at a very fast speed. I think we're going in at a pretty good speed. Although we might be a little too high. Let's give ourselves some more power here.
FedEx 443, contact.
Now, from what I've read, you control your speed through your
Roger, 118.3,
elevators
FedEx 443.
and your altimeter, or your altitude, with speed, with your throttle. That star in front of me, I thought that was another aircraft. I gotta remember, I'm not playing Flight Simulator 2002 for FSX or prepared, or I don't have prepared. Explain.
Northwest 464, clear to land. Roger, clear to land. Northwest 464.
If I don't jinx myself, this could be one of the smoothest landings that I've had in Flight Simulator 2000. Wow! I think this is one of my best landings on FS2000.
Tower, Piper, Niner, 82, Charlie, wind check.
Piper 9er, 82, Charlie, wind at 360 at 0.
Roger, Piper, Niner, 82, Charlie.
Mooney, 13, Foxtrot, contact ground on 121.8 when clear of the active.
Roger, Mooney, 13, Foxtrot. Good day.
Check out this thing that's turning over here. The heck is that?
Tower, launch air, 640, Mike at 4000.
What is that, a radar?
1200 with information.
Or is that like a Jack-in-a-Box sign or something?
640, I enter right downwind.
Food! Right here!
Roger,
Get your
right
food.
downwind, launch air, 640, Mike.
Well, here's a runway. Can I find a taxiway? There's one over there. I want to go where the buildings are at. I'm clear of the active. I'm on another. Alright, hold on. Ah, there's no other planes coming. So what if we're not accurate on Flight Simulator 2000? I do a better job with accuracy on FS9, FSX, and I do the best that I can with X-Plane. Well, I think that's a taxiway. No, that's a runway. There's a taxiway over there. Alright, 3 strikes, you're out, so let's just stay on this runway.
American 803, contact departure on 118.3. Roger, 118.3, American 803.
In case you're wondering, we're in a Mooney Bravo. And normally the control panel is like, takes up part of the, or usually takes up the whole screen, but I want my radio stack.
547, wind check.
and my GPS thing on
American
here.
547, wind steady, 360, at 0.
Roger, American 547.
I don't think this taxiway is paved. I know it's supposed to resemble that it's paved. Oh. Ground! Ground! Where are you, ground? 121.65. 121. That was the wrong one. 121.80. Keep hitting that right mouse button. Ground. Ground. Commands for ground. Clear the runway. There it is. Eventually I'm going to get this stuff memorized.
Ground, Mooney, 13 Foxtrot. Clear of the active runway.
Mooney, 13 Foxtrot. Taxi to terminal.
You had 0 deviations from assigned airways, altitudes, and airspeeds. And holds.
Ground, United 861 is clear of the runway. Request taxi to terminal. United 861, taxi to terminal. Roger, United 861.
We'll park over here. Is a Mooney Bravo this difficult to taxi? It's like, in order to get this thing to move, I almost have to put the throttle all the way in.
Ground control, Continental 842 at the terminal with information Alpha.
Continental 842, taxi to runway and hold.
Roger, Continental 842.
Alright, parking brake is on. Let's go ahead and close our flight plan.
Radio, Mooney, 13 Foxtrot is on the ground. Would you close my IFR flight plan at this time?
Mooney 13 Foxtrot. Roger, we'll close out your flight plan at 48.
Alright.
Flight service, United 251.
We'll just turn them off. Okay, avionics off. Let's use the... I don't know if you just can turn it off, or if you're supposed to use the mixture and just pull it out. Except that's not working. Okay. What if I turn the battery off? Alright. Well, I know in the Cessna, if you pull your mixture all the way out, it shuts it. Maybe it's cut off here at the bottom. Alright, power's off. Okay, well, here we are in Champaign at the University-Willard. So, this is cool. I've never gone this far with Flight Simulator 2000. Like I said, and other videos, I only played it a little bit because I had some life-changing events happen around that time. I didn't even play Flight Simulator 2002. I didn't get back to it until 2004, and then by then I'm just like, wow, this is great. This is exactly what I've been wanting my whole life. So, anyway, thanks for joining me. And I hope you'll join me on the next flight of this adventure so we can see everything there is to see with FS2000. All right. Be sure to check out the other videos, and I will see you in the skies next time. And if you had fun watching this flight, then you might enjoy watching the same flight on one of these other simulators. It's a great way to compare the difference between them, but it's also a nice way to relive some old memories. Or make some new ones. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around in the wild blue yonder.